Alright, Rich here for Shop Talk. Apparently we've had a lot of questions when Adam does these clinics about tying rotor strings. It could be a trombone, it could be a French horn. So I have a French horn here, and I have a rotor string, and I'm going to walk you guys through the process. First of all, you got to start with a nifty little knot right there. I'll let you figure out how to do that on your own. So you have our lever, and we'll just call this the rotor side, and this is the lever. So it's pretty self-explanatory if you've seen one that's already done. I already did these few, so you can sort of see what side the knot goes on and everything. The knot stops opposite the side of the rotor, if that makes sense. So around here, right, around this screw. Some people like to tuck this one under. I don't. I think it tightens better if it's over, but I'm sure I'll get a million texts that want to fight me on that. Alright, and up through the top. Can you get that? And there's another hole on the top of the lever, and then you have another set screw. So here's the deal. Get to that point, which might take you a year of practice. Leave the screw that we run around first on the rotor side unscrewed. Leave that loose. Then we're going to tighten this screw here. So this one we do want the string to be under, and that way it'll lock itself, and I'll show you how. But if I just roll this over toward the rotor side, it's going to make a nice nifty little loop that I can then, oops, I don't know if you're getting that or if I'm blocking it, then I can then pop this over. So what you have is a loop around, and then the string is under itself. See that? It's under, and that way this will lock itself down better. So you go ahead and make sure this is reasonably tight, and tighten down this screw first. I like to pull it at an angle, but you're gonna figure out the way that best works for you. Tighten that down. Now the reason we left this screw unscrewed, the screw on the rotor side, not the lever side, the rotor side, is because now we can see how that screw is turning. I can decide how far forward I want this lever to be before I tighten it down. And you can see here, if this is way out, you're going to have uneven levers, right? So I want it to be somewhere a little more even with the other two. So I'm going to get it pretty close. Alright, so those levers are pretty close there. And I'm going to tighten it down at that point. Okay. Some people wait until they're all strung to tighten the middle screws. You can figure out the way that best works for you. It's definitely some trial and error involved. So I like to get these levers pretty much even. These are a little bent. I'll probably go in later and, oops, that came undone. I'll probably go in later and straighten the levers a little bit more too. But I wanted to show you how I finish them as well. So these have been trimmed. Some people like to pull the string through the loops and do all kinds of fancy stuff. You can do it however you want to do it. I like to just pull the string straight, but I do like to trim them all sort of uniform, about 1/4 of an inch past the knot. And this one I like to trim till it's about 1/4 of an inch. It already is. And the way I like to finish them is by taking a little bit of hot metal here and melting the ends so they don't get all frayed, because I get a lot of horns that come in and the strings are just frayed and they start to look really kind of gross over time, to be honest. And so this is just, I'm just heating, this is a tool, but you can use the end of a screwdriver for this. It's just like a pad slick, and I just melt the ends. So basically I'll go in and do all of these. I'll do one more. Heating the end of this pad slick, or you can use a screwdriver, and then just melting the end of the rotor string. It definitely is worth it to get the real rotor string. I see people try to use nylon fishing line and stuff. You can do that, but I like to use the real stuff. It's a little bit fatter and it's a little bit easier to work with. Yeah, so there you go, and I go and do the whole thing, maybe go through, do one final adjustment, but pretty much that's how you string French horn rotors. So this is Rich for Talking Shop. See you guys soon. Thank you.